Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. PDVSA and Rosneft will create a joint gas company. Venezuela will export 880 tons of shrimp to Europe and Asia. OPEC will discuss whether to decrease production much more than what was agreed in Algiers. President of State Oil Company Petróleos de Venezuela, Eulogio del Pino, announced that the company will expand its association with the Russian oil company Rosneft to boost gas production. Del Pino recently confirmed the visit to Caracas of Igor Sechin, president of the Russian state company. In accordance with the report, Sechin would be arriving today in the country to sign the incorporation of Rosneft at least into 2 fields of the Gran Mariscal Sucre gas project. The meeting aims to the creation of a joint venture in which Venezuela will get 50% of the shares. Venezuela has the 8th proved gas reserves of the world. Russia has the largest natural gas reserves of the world and is the largest producer and exporter of gas. The Venezuelan Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture, Ángel Belisario, informed that Venezuela will export this week 880 tons of shrimp to the European and Asian market. Belisario stated that this will be the second shipment of shrimp from Venezuela to the international market. The government indicated that Venezuela's export goal for 2016 amounts to 10,000 tons of shrimp. The Venezuelan government estimates that this sector will generate this year more than $30 million, an amount that is projected to be tripled next year, after reactivating a group of joint ventures. The Organization of Oil Exporting Countries will analyze whether to decrease production to a higher level than the one agreed in Algeria. During the meeting in Vienna scheduled for November 30th, it is possible to officialize the announcement of decreasing more than 700,000 barrels per day agreed in the meeting held in Algiers. The OPEC will hold a meeting on October 12 in Turkey to discuss the implementation of the agreement made in Algiers and its necessary scope. The Venezuelan Minister of Petroleum, Eulogio del Pino, confirmed that Venezuela, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Arab Emirates, Gabon, Qatar, and Russia, among other nations, will attend the meeting in Istanbul. Currently, the organization pumps more than 33.2 million barrels per day, which represents a bit more than 30% of the global demand, slightly higher than 94 million barrels per day.
Venezuela in the news.
The National Electoral Council will announce today the list and distribution of the voting centers established for the recollection of more than 3.8 million manifestations required to request the recall referendum. That amount of votes represents 20% of the country's permanent electoral registry. The National Electoral Board informed that 5,392 machines will be used in the recollection. The National Electoral Board informed that 5,392 machines will be used in the recollection, distributed in 356 centers located in 335 municipalities of the country and deployed in 776 parishes. The collection of votes in favor of the referendum will be held from the 26th to the 28th of October. 1 month later, after the counting and certification process, the National Electoral Board will indicate if the referendum will be activated. President Nicolás Maduro announced to very soon hold a meeting with his Russian counterpart Vladimir Putin and other heads of state to determine agreements about the stabilization and recovery of the oil prices. Maduro affirmed that after the pre-agreement reached by the member countries of the Organization of Oil Exporting Countries to reduce the crude oil production, the market has been able to be stabilized, though with low prices. In this regard, he indicated that the Venezuelan oil stood at $41.40 per barrel, when it had been at $36.34. Caracas projects the value of the Venezuelan oil basket to stand around $50 or $55 this year.
News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Headlines. PDVSA and Rosneft will create a joint gas company. Venezuela will export 880 tons of shrimp to Europe and Asia. OPEC will discuss whether to decrease production much more than what was agreed in Algiers.
Venezuela in the news. News from the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela.
Visión comunal, en contacto con las comunidades.